Hello YouTube, TrinityTCG here, back at it again with some Digimon deck profiles. I'm not recording, I don't know if it's pretty obvious how to view the cameras, my wife's recording. I'm not recording in my basement right now because I'm currently renovating a few decks and moving things around, and it's a mess down there. There's also on the side of the built room, there's a flood, so not a flood but a leak, so I'm trying to move some stuff upstairs. All my manga has been moved up here. So I'm in my old study room that's basically cleared out for when we have a family. It's just some manga and some cards I need to put into a binder. But with that out of the way, there might be a little echo or different familiar scenery. Just don't mind it. I have 5 deck profiles to give you today and 3 more later in the week. I'm really behind. A lot's been happening. Without further ado, I'll get on with my deck profile. This is Myotismon Tribal. This is not Mallow Loop. I can go over Mallow Loop later. Probably not the combo. There's another video for that. But like the cards that you would take out for a Mallow Loop and the differences for it. I actually fought Mallow Loop in the finals today at locals. I won 2-0. I really do think Tribal is the way I prefer the deck. And I think some of the cards we run in Tribal actually help into the matchup with the Loop. He also messed up in game 2, missequenced one card, and it really cost him the match. But I think it was a really funny matchup. We'll get into that later. I'll start with the deck profile. We'll start with the eggs. I run 1 Cupidmon. This could be a Demi Devimon from BT3. I like Cupidmon, and I run 4 of the best purple egg, Demi Marimon. Notice how it's gone up in price again. It's like the old Demi Marimon. It's like this is the best purple egg. His effect is trash level 5 or higher from your hand to draw 2 cards. And this is trash a card in your hand to gain 1 memory. We'll move on to the level 6s. I ordered 4 old arts, but they haven't come in yet. So we have 4 copy of Myotismon. Is it zoomed in real good? Just making sure. His effect is, let me pick up the 1 card and read it. By deleting 2 of your level 5 or higher Digimon with Myotismon in their text, you may play this card with cost reduced by 11, so for 3 costs. On play, when Digivolving and when attacking, deletes 2 other unsuspended Digimon. This effect to delete is mandatory, so you must delete your own if they're untapped, but that's fine because you get benefits from that. And all turns when one of your Digimon or Tamers is deleted, trash your opponent's top security and then bottom deck a card. This card is absolutely crazy. The only problem I have with this deck is I wish my Venom Myotismon deleted Tamers. I might take in an old art of BT16 Mallow for Tamer removal for the mirror matchup. But outside of that, I think this list is perfectly fine. I think BT16 is kind of situational, but it might be something I might throw in as a one-up in the future. I've run 2 copies. My other level 6 of choice is Venom Myotismon. His effect is basically the same thing. You may play this card with toss reduced by 7. So it'll be for 5 cost by deleting 1 level 5 higher Digimon. So for 5, you could play this, but you mostly never play this, although you do play Mallow from trash. You almost never play this. I think I played it like twice and not once today. I played it online in a tournament match against Jessmon because I was bricking and it was my only out to. I had to stun Jessmon or I lost. Its on deletion effect is delete this opponent's suspended Digimon. Again, I wish it said Tamer, but I guess that's a little too much. The deck is fine. It doesn't need to do that. It's just a small pet peeve I wish the deck had access to outside of Quaggamon and Mallow. And it basically, on Digivolve on play, suspend 2 Digimon or Tamers and they can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. And we do run the Flog Barrier package. Next, we're running the best card in the deck. 4 copies of Myotismon X for level 5 and 4 EX10 Myotismons. These 2 cards are absolutely insane together. I was running the Ace in my first time I topped locals. I've since cut it, and the Psychmon and Gazimon package. It's a fun loop, and it does come up sometimes to loop the Myo Ace into like Gazi and Psychmon against certain matchups. But it's just, I don't find it worth it as much as it used to be in like BT16. And it only really came up like 2 out of 20 games. So I've just decided to go 4-4. His effect is on Digivolve, you can delete. Is it on play as well? No. Yeah, it is. On play, and when Digivolving, you may delete a level 4 or lower Digimon. I was checking if it was on play, because I've actually never hard played this. And on deletion, you may play a level 6 Digimon with Myotismon as text from your trash. So yeah. And then this guy has inheritable. On deletion, you may play one of your Tamers suspended. And then it's you may delete one of your Digimon to play this cost for cost of 3. And then on play, on deletion, something can get retaliation blocker. Normally, you give it to himself, and then when he dies, you give it to somebody else. Next, I'm going to run with the tech cards of choice. This is where I think the loop build differs from like Tribal in my opinion. Loop build, you probably want to run 2 Arcatimon and Mumon to get rid of Floodgates. And so I'm only on 1. It's a nice card when you see it. And it's trash 1 to delete up to 6k worth of Digimon. And then I'm running 2 copies of the devolved Mumimon. I've been considering swapping it around, but I think this works best for me, in my opinion. I value the devolving way more. And just being able to trash a card in your hand to devolve something and get trigger overflow is absolutely insane. Those are the other level. Next, we're running the Bass level 5s. BT16. I said it when this deck came out. I think BT16. Me and my buddy were talking. I said one more wave and Mallow has the potential to be a busted deck. It just needs a good payoff, and Mallow Myotismon was it. I'm currently on 4-4. I was on 3. I bumped him back up to 4. Just thinking having the level 5s and like circulation is way more important than rookies in my opinion. I might drop it for another Devimon going forward, but right now I'm on 4-4. This one is blocker on play. You can reveal top 5s of your deck, trash 2 of them. This is a good way to get your tamers in trash to play it back, and then it's on deletion. Play a tamer that you don't have the name of on your field. This one has the same on deletion. They all have the same on delete, by the way. The other ones as well. On play, draw 2 and pitch 2 from your hand. And there's 6 play costs, but you're always playing them for 3 or 0, depending on how many of the tamer you have set up. Most of the time, I only do it for 3 costs, but there was exactly twice today where I hit the 1 card in security and I was able to do it. Next, I'm on 3 Devimon. I am slowly trying to old art this out. I picked up the Mallows for $5, and I plan to pick up hard foils going soon, and I think the tamer as well. This card is Inherited Retaliation. Doesn't matter because we don't run any level 4s in this deck. We don't ever Digivolve up. You're always hard playing. And its on play effect is reveal top 4, add 1 card with Myotismon to text to your hand, and trash a card in your hand. Again, I might jump this back to 4. I have the other old art just in case, but yeah, I'm thinking 3 is fine, honestly. I'd rather see Mumimon and hard play Mumimon than I do than that. Just having access to Mumimons and having the tamer is way more important than Devimon. But you could also play this off of the tamer as well from your trash. So that's something to consider. Next, we're running Ukomon. If you don't have access to Ukomon, you could run the new Devimon in the set to self-mill. Or you could run like the Floodgate cards like Gazamon, or Psychmon could be a card you run, like on deletion, draw a card, and trash a card. Candlemon, a couple other cards like that. Those are some things you could consider, but I really think Ukomon is like a mainstay in this deck. Just because your deck literally lives and dies by seeing 1 tamer. And then, of course, you play one of the limited Ukomon. It's just a good card. And then we'll go to option cards. I run 3 Missed Memory Boost. I'm not on a loop, so I don't really want 4. I could run 4, but I wanted to make space for other things. 3 has worked fine for me. I might bump it to 4 at some point, but I don't really see myself doing so. I normally like get 1 or 2 of these per game anyway, and half the time I only need 1 to really win the game. Like, if I'm doing multiple, it means I'm either my opponent gave me a lot of memory or I'm really bricking and I have nothing. So yeah, and then I run 2 copies of probably one of my favorite option cards in this deck that actually won me the mirror match is Mist Barrier. It's just being able to float Myotismon into Venom Myotismon at a crucial moment and get the extra body is really nice. And like, and the other card that really won me the game, I'll get there in a second. I'll just put them out here. Yuko Okawa. There's like almost no play around in the mirror match to this unless you start bottom decking, and you don't always have the access to do so. So 2 Mist Barriers, and then I just added this to the deck in case Tyrant and I know Genkumon X and Jessamon are coming back next set, and like just being so many decks have like immunity to Digimon effects. I put Venom Infusion just as a nice bomb and another way to like trash cards in my hand and remove stuff. At best, you're passing for 3 if you have your memory tamer up. And if you hit you're not going to be able to kill, like, with this, you're not going to be able to kill level 7s unless you want to run, like, Blast Mode Ace, which is something you could run. I've considered running Beelzemon Blast Mode and regular Beelzemon Ace from EX10. Or Kawagamon and stuff like that. It just doesn't come up that much. Yes, you have a bunch of level 5s, but, oh, hello. Yeah, what are you doing? Go, shoo. Sorry about that. My cat decided it wanted to... yeah, we're just gonna pretend that never happened. Sorry about that. What's up? What are you doing, girl? But yeah, 2 Venom Infusions. And of course, we run 1 copy of Calling from Darkness. Then for Tamers, I run 2 of BT8 Yuko Okawa. I'm going to buy the order of this soon. Its effect is whenever your Digimon with Myotismon in their name are deleted, dress this tamer and gain 1 memory, and at the end of opponent's turn, you may delete this tamer to play Malo Myotismon back. And this came up so much in the mirror match. It was insane. Next, I run 3 copies of the Rush. If you're on the loop version, you're probably running 4 of this and 4 of Arcadian Myotismon, but 3 copies of the Rush. It's just a really good card. I see this, ironically enough, I see this every game, and the one I don't see is the next card, which is the most important card of the deck. I think it deserves an old art, and if this deck does get hit, if this card ever goes, we're not playing this deck anymore. This deck is dead. I'm going to be honest, I think this is the best card of the entire deck. It's 4 copies of Arcadian Myotismon. These do stack from what I've heard. I looked up a ruling, and it says that if you have multiple, when you would play it, you can stack both of them to reduce the play cost by 3, so it'll be -6. So yeah, these do stack. And then they have an on-deletion effect. Of course, Blizza, you just walk over. You're now this cat here on the card. Thank you, Blizza. Love you, girl. Anyway, but then on deletion, you may play a level 5 or lower card with Myotismon in this text. This is basically your main engine. This is how you're playing your stuff. This is how you get going. And then you basically would kill the level 5s, and then you just kind of cycle through your level 5s and level 6s over and over. And you're kind of just infinitely looping them. And it's a really fun deck to play. There's a lot of sequencing involved, and it's just a lot of fun. I just love Myotismon. It's my favorite Digimon villain. I think this deck is really good right now. I wouldn't say it's up. I think it's, personally, I think it's one of the best decks right now, but results do not show it yet. I think people are really tunnel visiting Malaloop, and I think it has some bad matchup into like Gallantmon. I haven't really tested into Gallantmon too much, and like Omnimon, I'm upgrading them right now, and I plan to fight against them and learn the matchups, and like Rural Knights as well coming next set, and Hoodie. I'm going to test into it. And this is just one of my favorite decks, and I'm really excited to get through this deck profile. I know it's been one of my more popular ones on the channel. Sorry for the cat walking in the screen. I know I rambled on a little bit, but I hope to catch you in the next video. Ciao.